Hello guys, in this video we're going to continue setting up Mercurial in VS Code and configure our usernames and also go over the basic workflow, things like adding, committing, and pushing files. So yeah, let's get started. First, you have to open your folder in VS Code, or you can open it in the shell, or you can navigate to your project inside the shell. But in this case, I'm going to use VS Code to make things easy. And you can open your folder by just typing code and then the name of the folder. Then click enter. And your project will be loaded directly to VS Code. So now I'm inside my project. The other way around, you can open your folder is clicking file and then click open folder. And then navigate where you cloned your repository and then select folder, and then yeah, just like that your folder will be loaded inside VS Code. And the next step that you want to do is to install an extension that can be of use. This extension is for Mercurial, and this extension can make our life easier so that you don't have to type the Mercurial commands manually. Instead, you can manage everything visually inside the VS Code. To download this extension, click here, extensions, or you can type Ctrl+Shift+X and then type HG, hit enter, and then we come to the first one, right? I already installed this extension, so there's no need for me to install it again. And once the extension installed, you can continue inside you can close this tab. And now this is folder structure. As for me, I have created the README file, and this is the default branch that I'm currently in. You can have different branches. So in my different branches, I only have one file. And then next thing that we want to do is to configure our username inside for the control version to know who is making what changes. To make this changes or to configure your username, you have to navigate to, there's a hidden folder inside each remote repository. This hidden folder, you can use the PowerShell inside VS Code to open it, or you can open it inside the File Explorer. So first, I'm going to try and open it inside the File Explorer and show you how you can edit. Then you click here. Then this is the folder for Mercurial. Inside the folder, there is a file called hgrc. Open the file, then with Notepad, and then here you are supposed to uncomment this part, and then here you write your name, then your email, right? Then you save the file. In this case, I want to use VS Code method. So in the VS Code method, I can just type code and then the name of the folder, then the name of the file, and then I'll be able to open the file. So in the file, I can add my name here, my email here, right? So I'm going to uncomment this line, put my name here, then you save the file, close the file. So now you've configured your username and your email, and when you make changes in your remote repository, it will reflect who made those changes. In case you're working with collaborators or other developers, you'll be able to see who made what changes. The next step that we want to do is to create an ignore file. So some files don't need to be tracked, things like log files, dependence folders, or system files. To keep your repo clean, we'll create a HG ignore file. So to create this file, you can just click here, file, and then .hg ignore, and that's it. So in this file, you can add any folder name, any file name that you don't want it to be pushed on your remote repository. In this case, I can use the .vs code. This is one of the most common folders that are automatically created by VS Code. And then another common folders for most people that are going to use Node.js or anything with the JavaScript is the node modules. So you can type nodes, then underscore modules. So if you save this file now, whenever you push your code to your remote repository, you're not going to push any of these files or folders. So as you can see here, the extension that we installed, it's helping us to navigate. To see this blue line means you've modified this file. So you can click here and then you can see this is the untracked file that you currently have. So you can also track using hg status, right? And then you can see the question mark there. So the question mark means it's an untracked file, right? And then the next thing that we want to do is to create a file, add that file, commit to that file, and then push that file to the remote repository. So I'm going to create a file, then tutorial.txt, right? So this is a file that I just created, right? And then I'm going to make some changes and add first change, right? And then the next thing that we want to do is to add this file, because by default Mercurial doesn't track new files, so we need to add them first. To add a specific file, we can just type hg add and then the name of the file, right? And then you hit enter. Also, you can use the extension here. In the extension, you can just click this plus, then it will add your file. The next thing that we want to do is to commit the changes. Once we have added the file, we need to commit. A commit is basically saving your changes locally with a message explaining what you did, right? Then to write a commit message, type hg commit, then -m, then you write your message inside here. And then once you're done writing the message, you have to hit enter, and then this file will be saved in your local history, but it's not uploaded yet to your remote repository. Okay, so the next step is to push this file to the remote repository and to upload our changes to Mercurial system. And to push these changes, you can type hg push, and then when you hit enter, you're going to be prompted to enter your name, your user, and your password. So these are the same details that you entered before when you were logging in or when you're cloning the repository earlier before. So just hit enter, then put your name or your student number, then and then your password. In this case, I don't want to push this code because I'm just using it for the tutorial. So you put your password here and then you click push. Then these changes will be reflected in the remote repository. And that's it. So the file is now in the remote repository and you can now view it inside your remote repository. So we have set up Mercurial, configured our username, added ignored files, and pushed our first file. In the next video, we'll go deeper into Mercurial workflows, collaboration, and creating branches.